Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful edition of Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. We got another wonderful guest today, and we're going to start right away. I want to thank everybody who's come by, check out this live. Please put in the comment sections where you're tuning in from. Let us know, put your questions in. We know how we do it. So we got a real good guest today. I'm excited to have her on. We're going to just bust it on out. We're going to talk about building sustainability, or is it even possible in 2021? We know we're going through the pandemic still. We're still rolling with what's going on, but we want to get some sustainability going on in these businesses that these entrepreneurs have had and started. And we got somebody that's going to give us some insight today to just that very thing. But as always, I got to bring my co-host to the stage, the one, the illustrious, the wonderful, the marvelous, Charlene Brown. What's going on, Charlene?
Hey, what's up, Carl?
I'm good. It's funny every time you come on, you hit me with this like long distance, like, hey. But that's how we roll, guys. That's how we roll. So how's your week going this far? We're here at Thursday. We got a wonderful guest on. We're gonna get right into her. But how's your week been going so far? How's it been going?
So far, so good. It is hecka busy. Because as you know, getting ready to support and be there for a lot of other women with Deanna Jean with her Intentional Success VIP Day. So that's happening this Saturday. So much has been going on with that. Super excited about that. And of course, getting ready for today.
Yes, today we got a wonderful guest on. I'm just going to introduce her before I bring her on. She is Shekita Jackson. She's a business leadership strategist. Now, I know you done heard those terms. I know you didn't see those nomenclatures on people's on LinkedIn pages or whatever they call themselves. But she's the real deal. She's going to explain to us what she really does and what she brings to the table. So without any further ado, we're just gonna add her in because we just how we do with family. We're gonna put her in. Good morning, Shekita. How are you?
Good morning. I am doing well. Hope
Good, good.
everyone can hear me loud and clear today.
Yes, we hear you loud and clear, loud and clear. I'm loving that background with the bricks. I'm really
Thank you.
loving
See,
that
I'm
vibe.
quite colorful today. I'm feeling colorful this morning. I'm
Oh,
enthused
yeah.
this morning. I am excited to be here. I got all my colors and my Allen-like behavior going on today, Carl.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel the energy all the way here. All the way here. I feel the energy. But Charlene, it's on you.
Okay, well, let's kick it off because I do have a question.
I know
Because
you always
Ooh.
got a question.
Because Shakita, you have a lot going where you are a mother of 4 daughters, a
Mm.
wife. You are running a business.
Yeah, you and me at the daughters. You got four. I got one. You got four.
That's why
Man,
I got all this colorful background
You
going on.
got to soothe your
okay.
nerves. You got to soothe your nerves.
You
All
could
them
laugh.
girls.
Now, come on now, the girls, come on now. But
Oh.
I say I'm bringing all that up to give a little insight on your background. Give us a little bit of understanding of what it is that you do and why do you love doing it.
Oh my goodness. So again, I am raising 4 daughters.
Oh.
So my I will have 3 of them in college this fall.
Ooh,
So education has been a strong push, in the lives of my girls, because with me parenting them at a young age, being a teenage mom, that education was the thing that pulled me out. Education was the thing that kept me from having my children live in poverty.
mm,
My children did not miss a meal because I always sought the pursuit of education, because that was the only thing that separated me from my environment.
mm.
So with that, I went into the medical field and I did hands-on nursing for a while, all the way from the base at home healthcare nurse to critical care nursing to leading medical management, and then got into home health. And I
Mm.
started to love the back end, not the so much the hands-on of nursing, but the management and the administration of healthcare. So then I sought a bachelor's degree because I feeling my engine going towards business, right? So I got a bachelor's degree in business, and then later on started to again go into administrative and management avenues with healthcare, and later on created my own healthcare business, which me and my husband run so much now. I do the back end and let him do the front facing stuff, and with that, and then later on I got my master's. Now I'm in my doctoral program in strategic leadership. So I am a serial entrepreneur with my daughters. I wanted them to understand that they can have education, they can have their dream job, they can see a dream career, but it is mandatory that you have multiple streams of income. Mandatory.
Mhm.
So with that, we all went together, me and my children. We got our contract, we got our ins and outs of our business and beauty and skincare, and they are helping me manage that. So it's a family business to help them learn about business and help them to create another avenue, for themselves. And I also went in another avenue, which is consulting services for business. So I love to teach right now. So that's my vein of getting into and finishing my doctoral degree in strategic leadership. I love to teach where I've been. I have a nonprofit for young parents to teach them how to one parent, how to one manage bills. A lot of young parents don't even know how to fill out an application for an apartment. So how to do that, how to budget, their career resources, their educational resources, and we create initiatives to support them for needs that they have, such as diapers and food, and now coming on period supplies. So different avenues. I love business. I love the leadership aspect. I
Mhm.
love thinking of your business as something that's going to be there for your generations. So that's what pretty much got me in the vein that I am now.
Man, that's a
Nice.
lot to swallow.
Because
I
then
just
that
want to
that leaves me. Yes.
yes,
First, let's just
congratulate on the
applaud you
education
for
part.
Oh,
all of
Yes,
that.
Lord.
Yes.
yes, because that's
I
that,
think that's
that's
where.
that's a resume in its own self right there.
Yes, and
Yeah.
and you speak to the vein of education and making sure that your daughters understand, running your own and making sure that you have multiple streams. So that leads into the possibility of sustainability in 2021, especially after coming out of the pandemic. A lot of people pretty much got hit hard, got blindsided once the whole country and the world pretty much got shut down. So, how is it, do you think, are we positioning ourselves? Are we really positioning ourselves for that sustainability and that freedom? Or are we building ourselves a legacy of dependency and complacency?
Ooh, that's a power pack question. I love it though. So I would say we are all at a wake up moment, right? And even I talk to my family that if this pandemic did not teach you anything, if you did not see anything else, the media lets us make sure we see the deaths and the tragedies, but it's the tragedies within the household, it's the tragedies within the career, tragedies within the businesses that are just going to one day be illuminated. You have to see that your dependency, and even if it's the job that you were in, you worked that job for 20 years, that job, a lot of them came to a close with COVID. So you gave all this energy and all these years to someone else's stuff. So what I see now coming out of going into the post pandemic, you see now there's been a boom in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is just scaling. The offices for trademarks, they're so behind, and all of this stuff that to get your 501c3, they're so behind. So many entrepreneurs came out of COVID because people realized that the workforces are fragile and that they couldn't sustain the impact of what happened with COVID. The thing now that I still see that is disheartening to me, Charlene, is that even though entrepreneurship is booming, the sustainability, the positioning yourself for the future is not there. We have a lot of people who open their business, they got their LLCs, they got their logo, they have their social media pages, they got their website, they got all of this stuff. So they're planning for the present. That's what I see now. A lot of entrepreneurs are planning for the present. They got
Mhm.
their coach to cheer them on to launch an item, but they have no plans for the future. And that is why businesses fail. That's why
Yeah.
they fail. And even now, in order for us in 2021, the rest of 2021, we still have so much opportunity to go back to the foundation, go back
Mhm.
to the framework of why you created this business. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to just be a solopreneurship? Do you want to work it by yourself all day, every day? Or do you believe that in order to get somewhere else, you got to have partners? Or have you lined it up so that if you go see Jesus today, that your children and your family can have the option to keep it going, whether they want to or not? But we have to provide them the option to keep that business going so that it can provide opportunity for them. I don't see it happening right now. We're amongst so many entrepreneurs on social media outlets, Instagram, Clubhouse, all that. Entrepreneurs are booming, but they have everything they need to operate in the present, and that cannot sustain us. So we still have time to go back to the frameworks of why we started the business, where it's going, what it's going to look like in 2025, and set up the strategies so that it can actually get there. So I don't see it now, but we still have opportunity.
I love that you said that because it feels like because of the scramble, and I feel like that's what last year was. Last year was a scramble. The people were finally doing what a lot of us web developers, business coaches have always been saying. You need an online presence. But because everybody was scrambling, they were just throwing stuff up. They were just saying what can stick. It was almost like we were back in the 90s. Let's see what sticks and go with it. But then, as you said, they're not building for the future because we used to, before we started businesses, we had to put together a business plan because the goal was ultimately you were going to walk up to somebody's bank and say, "Hey,
Yes,
I need a bank account and a loan." And you had to give them a business plan so they can see, okay, you thinking this through. This is when you think you're going to have money. Okay, this is viable. But you had so many people teaching the scramble method of just get it up, just go, just launch.
yes,
They never said this is today's plan, but eventually we're going to start settling you into a plan so you can put together your business plan. You don't have to do it today, but okay, so today's August 12th. By October 12th, you need to be putting together a business plan. Nobody's really having that conversations with the majority of brand new entrepreneurs. It's all about the now. And I love that you said that. So my question, my follow-up to that is, what have you noticed to be the common myths around building the generational wealth, building the actual sustainability factor within a business, especially for solopreneurs?
so what I see as a myth or a problem or something that's occurring frequently is the fact that everyone is doing the quit method for the business, and then their mindset is that I have to have this sale right now in order to validate my business. I have to be able to purchase something for myself with this sale that I got. I need a instant reward on my service, meaning I have a product, I get a sale, now I have money. When everybody's talking about securing the bag,
Mm,
building that purse, being able to buy things, being able to take your family places. Everyone wants to secure the bag. Everyone wants to be able to say make money. You got so many coaches out there that say, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you if your business not making no money, something's wrong. I'm gonna teach you how to make money right now." So we all want that quick method. No one is saying, "Hey," even like I said with my daughters, I say, "Hey, we are going to equally invest." So now my daughters, even though they may not have as much money as I have, they had to equally invest. They have their amounts. They worked and they saved their money. I gave them a deadline. They invested their money in the business. And
mhm.
now we say, "Hey, we're going to build this out for years." So you are not, I told them, you are not in this for quick money. You are in this for longevity. We're going to agree as a collective. that
Mm,
we're not even going to take any money. We're not going to get any money because we don't want the quick money. We want to take the money, everything we make, and reinvest it into the company because we believe in it. And we believe that it is going to take care of my grandchildren and their children. So we won't looking for the security bag right now, and we're going to go out and show our lavish lifestyle on social media because of the sales we got right now. And
mm,
we didn't think it was something wrong because we wasn't taking money in our pockets at that moment of every sale that we actually got. So I think the myth is that your business is not working if you're not flooding your pockets with cash.
mm,
You
Yeah,
have to have strategy.
yeah.
You
I want
can't
to.
expect to, you can't expect to just live off your business immediately.
mm-hmm.
It can happen. You can have a big boom, be this overnight success, and sometimes overnight success takes many years, but you can have a big boom. People can, buy your products in 24 hours that make you have a lot of money. But what are you doing with that income? You have to pour it back into the passion that you say you had when you started the business. So you have to build it out for longevity. And we think seeing that quick return in our pocket is what validate our business.
Shakita, I got a question. You said that, and you're saying something that really, and I've been looking at this before I started on business, about 2 years now before I actually put things in place to start it, and that was everything. The market, and so to speak, you saying social media and all these things, they are super saturated with that quick reward and that quick process. Do you think with the pandemic and the disablement of how it did a lot of people financially, job wise? Do you think that's the reason why they came for it? Kind of remind me, and most people don't want to admit it. Kind of remind me of the days when I was on the corners with the boys, and we were selling drugs, and the quick thing that was the quick money and the
Mm,
quick fix. Though we
Yes.
knew that there was potential for being locked up or something, happening to you, even killed. We knew that was the potential, but by us being in that dire straight situation, the thought process wasn't longevity. The thought process was to get some dollars and let's do some things. Do you think the pandemic has kind of pushed us to that same mentality, though the situation is different, especially with the business closing? And I'll be frank with you. Of all I've heard over the past 2 years, I have not, besides Charlene, and I give her that, I have not heard people talk about long term plans with their business. I haven't, and I've been on Clubhouse. I've been
Go,
in the green
Charlene.
room. I done been everywhere, and I'm not saying that I ain't throwing no shade on nobody, but I have not heard anybody talk about the investments of that. I've heard people talk about get the bag. Oh my God, they say that for that. They say that forever. I've heard people talk about trips. I heard people take pictures with Lamborghinis and all this kind of stuff, but I have not heard that. Do you think the pandemic is what really pushed us into this sort of like a get quick rich kind of thing going
Yes.
on?
mm-hmm.
I believe that it was already there because a lot of entrepreneurs are unlearned. They just know that they have a gift to give or sell. They have a passion to sell, but they're unlearned and they attach to sometimes they're attached to people. I won't say it's the wrong person because it's the person that gets them going, but then they let it go after that. With COVID, it like initiated the crisis because people were losing their jobs all day. People were being laid off, so then that boosted the crisis, the emergency. So all this stuff was birthed out of panic. It was an urgent thing. I have to do this. I have to now provide this income. I have to pay this rent. I got to pay this mortgage. So now I got to sell this product at all costs. And if I'm not getting the quick financial, return, then I'm not doing nothing. My business is not substantial.
Facts.
So that's what I feel occurred with the COVID pandemic. It pushed us to, even though those were somewhat unlearned and not ready, it pushed them to just go out there, go out there and get that money, you know. But if we go out there and get money like we have had been doing generations before, we going out there and get their money. Plenty of people don't start a business, stop business, business fail because everybody's going out there and get that money and nobody's planning for the future. So COVID really pushed the envelope, on instant business, instant gratification. We want microwave businesses. We
Yes.
want instant money in our pockets. And COVID pushed that because a lot of stuff was birthed out of panic and urgency.
So definitely the education wasn't there. And I'm learning a lot, even from just speaking to people. They're more so, I'm getting back to I'm one of those guys to get back. What was the vision? What was the mission? What was the purpose? What was the passion?
Where's it
Like
going?
yeah, those are the things that drive me, because I've already done enough work for the money. I've done that for other companies. I've done that for corporations. So now, if I'm going to start something, it has to be for more than making a dollar. Because I mean, they got plenty of jobs now that they're trying to push 17, $18 an hour on you. So if that's the case,
Exactly.
I understand that even McDonald's, them, they didn't moved up to about 16, $17 an hour overnight.
15,
So
16.
yeah, so I mean, if I want to like get that, I could put in the 40 and do that. But what I don't hear people even talking about so much of the passion of the things, of the reason why they started the business in the first place, not
Yeah.
past the panic, because I know that
Yes.
played a lot into it. But you don't even feel the passion in people when they're talking about the stuff that they're selling, or the products that they have, or the services
Right.
that they're providing. That
Yes.
you think
Because
that's a
they're
big
so
reason
caught
why?
up in, hey, buy
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Do you think that's a big reason why the sustainability isn't there? Because they're not really sustained.
That's true. And a lot of entrepreneurs have employee mindsets. Like you just stated, they're paying a lot of money now to work jobs that used to pay $7 an hour. They're almost
Yeah.
doubling the hourly rate for different jobs. So if you
Mhm.
are if you can go work 8 hours a day and have an instant return because you're going to get paid weekly or bi-weekly, or
Hmm.
you can work your own business and create something that is going to sustain past your employers. But a lot of them just want to, no, let me erase that. I always say, hey, if you're going to work all day on your business and you have no long-term plan, you might as well go work for somebody else and be an employee,
Facts.
because at least your employer may have a long-term plan. Your employer is making a way out for themselves and building for their families. So if you're not going to build it to last, you might as well go be an employee and make the amount of money you can secure the bag, because you're getting paid every week or every 2 weeks and you got income coming in.
So before we get to Lisa's question, because that's a really strong question that I would love to hear you answer that. I wanted you to speak a little bit about your event, Life Under Construction, the Rebuild, and give
Woo,
the folks a
woo,
little bit, because
woo.
I think this is connecting a lot of that to, especially coming from, as we are in post pandemic, some people are getting ready to close back up again, but give us a little insight
Yes.
on that event, and then we'll shoot into Lisa's question.
So this is my first in-person event coming out of COVID, right? So this
Mhm.
is a wonderful event. It encloses several things. It's titled Life Under Construction, the Rebuild, because most of all of us are now experiencing a life under construction. We're rebuilding from coming out of quarantine to whatever. So I wanted to have something, it's just one day event where we got some good food. We're going to have a four-course meal. We got
Nice.
some good food and good knowledge and good conversation. We are going to rebuild in the areas of our wellness. A lot of us put on COVID pounds. A lot of us changed our eating habits because of being in quarantine. And we're going to get our wellness back together. A lot of us just stopped those things that were keeping us healthy. And then we're going to rebuild our minds. So many people aren't even recovering. It's like so many people now going to have PTSD post COVID.
Mm.
They were already having problems. They may be having problems in their household with spouses. Then they were forced to stay together all day. So it's a mental health wellness that has to take place. And even people that were not ever depressed in their life post COVID, they're dealing with depression because they've had changes in all of their external environment, their jobs, their family members, their friends. They found out that they couldn't really depend on people they thought they could depend on prior to COVID. So we're going to work on our mental health, which we don't like to talk about, but all of us have to work on our mental health every day. So we're going to rebuild in that area as well as business. Where is your business right now and how can it recover? So we're going to work on that, as well as those that are career professionals. So we got all these breakout sessions for the career professionals. Now a lot of people, they don't want to own their own business, they want to be in a career that they had training in, but now they may have to pivot to a different company, they may have to pivot to a different position, so they may have to explore different avenues. So that is the day, October 9th, Saturday. I'm in Virginia, so it's in Suffolk, Virginia, and it is Life Under Construction, the rebuild. We are going to just pour into everyone that attends. So I'm excited about it.
It sounds amazing, and I think it kind of leads us back into what Lisa's saying. How do we take care of ourselves while we are actually reinvesting into our businesses and trying to get that sustainability going?
Mm. So I would ask, is the taking care of yourself in reference to having money to pay your bills? Is that you working a job or not working a job? That is a question I would ask. If you're able to pay your bills, if you're able to um, feed your family or feed yourself and build your business, that is a great place to be in, because you won't be making quick decisions and you won't be panicking, and you have time to structure your business properly. You have time to consult other people, you consult other professionals that can give you tools and guidance on how to build it, because you want something that doesn't just last this year, doesn't just last 2022, that 2025 is strong, 2035 is strong. So if you are in a place where you have no income, no job, no finances to back you, and you are depending solely on your business for the basic necessities that you need in life, then you have to do both things at one time. You have to sell your product and at the same time build for longevity. Just do both. But a lot of times people neglect the longevity piece. And that's why our businesses fail. We don't make it to 10 years. We don't make it to 5 years. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs lose the zeal.
Mhm.
We lose the passion for what we doing. We don't get excited about the impact that we can have, because we found that the work is so hard and the instant return wasn't there. So you invest in your business at the same time you're trying to make the profit. Sit down, go over your business plan line by line, set it up so that our business plan is more so our beginning, and also, in the middle of where we're trying to go. But so you write down your plan, make sure you did the analysis of where your business can possibly go. You've created in your company different streams. We want to have different streams of income, but inside of our business, we want to have different streams as well. So
Right.
you write those things down. A lot of entrepreneurs, we got everything set. We got all our systems and all the websites we use, but we don't have the written work, the written strategy. So if you're in a place your income is solely based on your business, make sure that you're building both, selling your product and going through your framework. If you don't know how to do it, just get someone and connect with me. I'll help you. But go through your framework, go through your plan. Your business plan is for your now, your midterm, your strategy is for your long-term future. So you can do it both. And that's what we have to do for the rest of 2021. We have to get back to our framework so that 10 years from now, we'll still be here.
Exactly. And I also love knowing that part of that is also bringing in people to help. So you can't bring in
Yeah.
support. You can't bring in support if you're not pricing yourself. So we kind of create a vicious circle for ourselves. We lowball our prices, we lowball ourselves, and then we're still looking for the help, but then we're not sure how to bring people in because they too need to build sustainability for themselves. So it's almost like a little vicious cycle that we kind of create. How do you suggest people really break out of that vicious cycle? What's like maybe two steps that they should consider, the two first steps they should try to consider when they're trying to do that?
I am a firm believer of, see, this is how I view it. When I'm starting a business, I've started several. So when I started a business, I have a pot. I know you should know offhand how much you can invest in the building of your business. And you stick to that budget, you stick to that plan. So you have to figure out how much you can risk in the
Mm,
beginning. And then you have to, we get someone to help us in the beginning, like you get a coach or something like that to help you in the beginning. But then right after that is done, sometimes we hang on to that person that was just there to help us start, just there to help us launch. So then you need to get someone else who can help you in the longevity. So I always tell people, you want to count the costs. You want to count the costs. Going into business, if it's in hope that it can be set up so that you won't have to rely on that thing immediately to be your whole source of income. So you have
mm,
to count cost in the beginning to see how much time can you allocate to this. This is your
Yeah.
risk. How much finances can you put towards it, and how much do you need to bring in order for you to sustain if you're depending on that? So, one, I say risk, do the risk assessment. What is going to be required? And then get your framework. Make sure you have a business plan. No, never let anyone talk you out of your plan for your business, and plan for the right now, your mission of right now, or why you're here, and make a
mm,
written plan for where you're going. And then you have to have the ins and outs. Even as a solopreneur, you got to have your ins and outs. Say, hey, if this occur, I'm tapping out. And you have to know that from the beginning, from the day one, that if this is the risk that I'm actually going to take. So you have what count the calls, have your business plan, frequently go over your business plan, pull people in to assist you, and that is what that's your starter pack. I would say that you need to help you.
Most people don't have the business plan. I'm going back to something that Charlene said earlier that was really dynamic, because I had thought about being a business owner quite a few years ago when I was making some transitions with a job I had, and I just was truly fed up, and I said I could do it better. And I remember talking to a few people, and their first thing was like, "Do you have your business plan?" Like, now you don't get that as a question. Like, even when I talk to coaches, like, that's like a afterthought to them. Like, your idea, for some reason or another, somewhere along the line, or I guess with the pandemic, or the push, or the throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. They switched out business plan for idea, and now people are selling their idea, their expertise, their what they was doing in
Yes.
corporate. Like, no one is saying, okay, I have a plan in place that though what I was doing in corporate, I'm planning to do this in the business. Do you think we're really hurting ourselves with this and getting back to basics with this? And how, if we haven't ourselves, and those that may be watching us, if we haven't ourselves had that framework alignment, how can we get back to that point now where we can just do some reevaluation and do some talks with some people to kind of get that back in order?
I do believe we are hurting ourselves, and you are exactly right. I can even tap into a clubhouse room today, right? So I can
mm,
tap into a clubhouse room, and it'd be so many coaches in that one room, and they're talking about right now, launch this, launch that, get the money right now. I can help that. If I tap in and say, hey, let me help you go over your plan for now and your plan for the future, no one hardly wants to hear that.
Oh, they'll probably tell you to leave quietly. They would tell you hit that button and excuse me.
you ain't lie about
It's
that.
like cricket. It's like
Oh, God.
crickets.
And
No
and then
one wants to hear that.
and it's almost like as you're really trying to get into helping, you still need to invest that time, because Carl and I was talking about this yesterday, where the cheap comes out expensive, and you have to understand where can you save money and invest it wisely, and are you just being at the point where you're just doing it too cheap, where now you
Ooh.
may think you're saving the money, but when you really think about it, you've just wasted a ton load of money, because now you've put your time into it, time that you could have been investing into actually getting clients, building actionable steps. So let's say you could have gone out and been on a clubhouse stage with value that could have led you to an opportunity to become a speaker, because that's your ultimate goal. You want to be a speaker, but you're not doing revenue driven activities to actually put you in front of people, to actually get you into the spaces that you need to get into, because you're too busy being on the cheap end of life and business, doing other tasks that technically you shouldn't have to do at a certain point in your business. Because yes, everybody wants to say, I should know what this is, that's all great and well and done, but if that's not even your forte, that's not your strength, now you're wasting time trying to learn something good enough, because it's not even like you're perfecting it or you're well at it. You're trying to do it good enough so you don't look shabby, because you know how we used to do when we started out. We throw up anything. The fonts are 4 different fonts in there, and it's all on one line, and the colors are 17 colors in there. We didn't care. We just needed to put something out there. So now you're still doing this 5 years later. You're operating in the same way, same space, and then you're doing everything not to bring someone else in whose skill set that is, to help you get past the beginning stage of your business. So you're not looking like a newbie anymore. Now you're operating like you're about to become a future CEO in your business, rather than,
Yes.
like you said, an employee in your own business.
I love, and I so believe that a lot of entrepreneurs are still in the employee mindset, because even if we work, right? So we go to work 8 hours a day. In nursing, I did 12-hour day shifts. So you go to work, and when you come on board with that company tells you their mission, their vision, their strategies, how many people they want you to employ about this particular time, how many different service avenues that they want to go in. They want you to learn about the structure of that company. They want to tap into the culture and the values of that organization. But when we become business owners, you get your own business, you forgot that, hey, I need missions, values, culture established. I need to figure out how I'm going to map out employees. So we submit to the leadership of a company, of an employer, and all that they have lined up for the structure and the framework of that business so that it can sustain. But when we get our own stuff, we forget about it. We don't make sure that what we submitted to, that we have it for ourselves. We don't want to have those things in place. Everyone from day one, you have to think about the future, or there will be no future. You got to
Mm-hmm.
think about it day one. Day one, you need to have a written plan on how you are going to onboard employees. What part of your business are you going to take on staff members? That's what you need to figure out. That is going to help you get into your position of being a leader. What do I need to learn to become a leader? So how do I create a business culture? How do I create a personality within my company that draws people to my services? And when they have my services, how I keep them. So all of these things have to be written out, and we want everything so quick, we don't write it out. Forget writing it out card. No one wants to write it out anymore. But we submit to someone else's stuff.
I'm writing
But
all the
when it
time.
comes to our own,
I keep a
when it
notebook.
comes, you
I
don't
got
want to
like
see how
four
many
of them around.
notebooks you got.
Yeah, I'm a notebook
I
guy.
have
I'm
paper
sorry.
and computer notebook.
Yeah, I do that. I
So
got like
we
4 or 5
you
notebooks
know,
around me. I keep
I
writing.
love it.
Yes,
But
he
we
does.
submit to other people's stuff. We submit to other people's visions, other people's missions, other
Yeah.
people's personalities for their business, other people's culture, other people's wisdom, all of their strategies, their employee concepts. But we forget our own. And how much more do you love your own business? No one is going to love your business like you do. No one's going to treat it
Mm-hmm.
like you would. No one is going to work as hard as you would to manage your business. So you should be set up so it will last.
Exactly. And what you said is that we're putting other people's missions in place of our own. And I think part of that is because we're not putting a mission together. There's people who still don't have a mission statement. They don't have a vision statement. So they don't know where, like you said, part of the longevity, where is your business going to be in the long term? What are you building it for? And Lisa had a great question as well. How do we blend traditional business plans with the money that is made so much quicker because of the online presence of social media marketing and reach? And I think a little bit of that, for me, Lisa, is the traditional part of it is getting the focus in on why are you doing this? Why are you in business? So as you're using these other tools, because your online presence, social media, marketing, all of that is tools to help you ultimately reach the main goal, the overarching goal of the
Yes.
business. So like even like I was saying to people, you're calling yourself a brand, but you don't have a strategy on how does that look like in the eyes of everyone else around you. So as you're doing that, as you're building this brand strategy, as you're building your business strategy, you're using tools around you to help reinforce that. So because you're making the money quickly, that's just to allow you to grow and build and invest, not just in yourself, but in the business, in the actual concept, so you can make that come alive. What do you two think?
I
Yeah,
love it. You said the right thing. They are tools. And we have to look at them as just that, tools that you can use to get your product purchased, to get your brand exposure. They are tools. But your business plans and your strategies, that's your business. So you have your business, then you have the tools that help you run the business. And we have to think about when the money that we make, you have to set aside a portion to go back into your business.
yeah.
Go back
I
into
think
your business so that you can build your business, so that people can come to you one day. This is what we want. We want people to come to us. It happens in corporate America every day, all day, with offers to
Mhm.
buy your company. But no one can buy your company if they can't read the framework.
Facts.
So I love how you stated, Charlene, these are tools, all the social media, those are tools to get you some money into your business. And when you get that money, reinvest a portion of that money into keeping your framework going, into going over your business plan, into going over your strategies, into doing market assessments and analysis, into expansion options. You should always, as a business, be thinking of expansion options. I'm a firm,
Mhm.
I love partnerships. I love partnerships because I don't have to carry the weight on my own. But in partnerships, and we should even seek those in our businesses. Or if you're creating something new, you can seek a partnership with a trusted source. But even if you seek partnerships, make sure you have the ins and outs, how you get in there and how you get out of that
mhm.
partnership. But look at it as a tool. You're making money. All you
Mhm.
have to do is set aside a day, one
Yes.
day, set aside one day to go over your business model. One
Hmm.
day. And you can sell and build your business on all the tools, on all the social media 6 days a week, and have
Yes.
one day to go over your goal in your business. So we have to move from just being business owners to think of it as, we're going to lead this thing one day. One day we're not going to have to do so much hands on work. One day someone else is going to be able to do this. That's why, and I'm a firm believer that, if I die today or tomorrow, I need my businesses to be set up that my children have an option to run them, not based on they have all the knowledge that they need, just based off the fact that I have everything written down
Hmm.
so that they can run with it and they can seek help for something that they don't understand. So you can do both. Use your tools, grow your business, take one day and just go over your plan for your future. All it takes is a day.
I love that because that brings us right back to our initial conversation of sustainability and building that generational wealth. And I know we're coming up on our time together, but we're going to have Shekita back because you've brought up some things where I
Oh,
really want to get into where
Absolutely.
how do you set up yourself, your business, so someone else can come and get it or purchase it or run it for you? Because sometimes I noticed that even in corporate, there's no longer that I'm here to bring someone else up. I'm here so I can help develop the ones behind me. There's a lot of selfishness
yes.
going
There's no
on where people,
transparency. Mhm.
none, where people are like, I'm here, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna die here behind this door. This corporate office is mine. And people have that mentality that they can't leave. Nobody's gonna leave, nobody can replace them if they keep the information to themselves, or they're too busy to write down the information. So sometimes as a business owner, you get stuck because of that. And then as a corporate leader, you get stuck and you also are blocking other people from where their greatness should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
So
was
and we have a lot of leaders, CEOs that are still in the manager frame of mind and not in the
Yeah.
leader frame of mind. But to build it up so that it can run past you, it can live past you, and that's what we all should want. That's the only way that we are going to have generational wealth. That's the only way that we are going to make a dent in any wealth gap if we can
Hmm.
build something that can live beyond us. So,
Right.
and I'm not saying you have to tell everyone, the details of your business, but you need to pick a person that helps you at least twice a year go over your strategies, go over your goals, go over where you are and plan out for the future. And even if you don't give access to different people, like all of my daughters may not know every single detail, but I have it written down and they know where they can go in case of emergency, or they can just ask me why I'm still here. But and I go see Jesus, they know where there it can be found for them. So I'm not saying you have to tell everybody everything today, but you have to have it in place so that when it's time for them to run the race, they can pick up that baton, pick up that book, pick up your written manuscripts, and keep the train on the track.
Facts. Facts.
Yes, definitely, definitely. You have to, man. You said a mouthful. We definitely got to have you back because that's. And I was going to chime in on that. What Charlene has
Oh,
said
I made the
about
cut.
Lisa's about Lisa's question. Uh, with that, they're just tools. I liken them to. I don't know why. And you said something that was so profound, man. I want to. My mind is all over the place with a lot of things you said, and I'm grabbing it. And you said the thing, the mindset. We continuously having the mindset of putting a few dollars in our pocket, and we never look past. And when I'm saying never, I'm not even generalizing. I'm just saying the majority, especially where we are right now. Majority of these people are just looking to have that quick fix. And you hit the nail on the head when you talk about going. You go in the clubhouse room. You can't come out of room and ain't nobody talking about helping you launch, helping you pay, helping you your product, helping you, and nobody said, okay, what happens if my product busts? What happens if my product fails? What happens if my
Mhm.
product is not? What if I put together this big VIP and two people show up? What if I mean, these are some of the things that you have to ask yourself as questions as well. And that money coming in, it's just like your job. If you worked on corporate and you went and spent everything with paycheck, you got a paycheck, then where were you at? You got to
Yep.
think of the same thing with business. Yeah, that Instagram may be packing it in for me, but I don't have a business plan. That's gonna go out like a hole in my pocket. So you
Mhm.
look at it, you put a lot of things on the
Yes.
table there that definitely those who watching had questions. We hope we touched on all of those questions. We got you some of the answers. We're definitely gonna have Shekita back because I've been writing it. Y'all been talking. I got part two because I keep my notebooks. I keep them. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I keep a
Keep the
note. Look,
notebook.
I keep
Every
Dollar General.
boss,
Hey,
every
I
leader
keep Dollar
should keep a
General hot.
notebook.
They got the
And
dollar notebooks. I go
man,
get me about 5 or 10 a week, and I
and I
just
see
write.
and I
I
see
hope.
I see Lisa's chimed in with saying, when you're new, which I agree, you need to
Yes,
be accountable to a mentor at least once a quarter. So yes,
yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
I agree, Lisa. I agree. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something because when you're talking about sustainability, you're talking about being able to withstand an impact. So
Mhm.
your business should be building to be able to sustain an impact. That is a reason why a lot of businesses will not return post COVID. A lot of doors were shut. They cannot recover post COVID because they could not sustain the impact of what occurred. So, as you're building, as you're tapping in and looking at the framework, as you're looking at your business plan, planning out those strategies, writing out the vision and making it plain, as you're doing all of that, make sure you build in a crisis management plan. What is going to happen in the event of a crisis? If COVID did
Mhm.
not teach anything else, it taught us that we need to plan. We need to plan. And a lot of companies now are planning. I'm thinking about a cruise, and I know the cruise ship has planned for the crisis. They've allotted places where they can quarantine people and they control the crisis. So if the cruise ship is doing it, if 7-Eleven is doing it, we have to do it in our own businesses. Create a crisis plan. What is going to happen if there is a crisis? It's like I was saying, when you pass on, you want someone to be able to carry your business, but you have to have that crisis plan in place. What's going to happen, like Carl was saying, if no one shows up? What's going to happen if no one buy your services for a whole month? Not saying that we hope that won't happen. Have to even plan for the crisis. You can't just, we like to plan for the positive things, but not the negative impacts. And that's sustainability, being able to be resilient. Your company has to be able to be resilient so that it will bounce back from any negative impact. So when you're doing your business plan, make sure you plan in for crisis management.
Yeah, because I would
That's
love
how
to
you
have
get
you.
longevity.
I would love to have you on a show with an insurance provider, because I know that's another thing, another hot topic that people are
Yes.
talking about, using insurance to help with the business. And a lot of
Yes.
times we don't think about that, because they have that capability to allow you to support your business, support yourself, support your family
Yes.
using insurance. But you just have to understand how to do it the right way and how to
Because
start early. You don't want to start when you're in drama, because
Yes.
it has not built enough
it
yet.
ain't Affleck. You ain't gonna have that
It's not
duck come out here and talk about he gonna
Affleck.
help you out.
I don't even think Affleck looking for you. The duck has gone, child. The duck not messing with nobody right now. So I
No,
think
no.
it's
The duck
all
got
about
too many claims.
preparation. Yeah, it's all about preparation. The duck is handling people who handle their business beforehand. So
Absolutely.
it's about making sure how to prep yourself, how to get yourself ready. We're gonna have Shekita on here to make sure that we do
Yes.
that, and we're gonna have you with someone else too to help bring in that other aspect, because I think we've touched on so many different areas that so many other people can come in and chime in on this. We're building up to that.
Yeah.
We just gotta get that day laid out so we can get
Oh, we're
people
gonna have a whole
And we
situated.
got
panel.
and I had an idea that came. I had an idea that came too. Shakita gave me that because I'm one. Charlene said I carry the salt, but it's not the salt. I'm one that try to bring it real. I think we should go in the clubhouse and bring a real room. And when I say that, I'm not disrespecting any of the rooms
Yes.
in there. But I'm saying like these people need to understand the real knowledge of me. If you're gonna do this thing, my mama and my daddy always told me, you don't do something, do it right.
Right.
So if we're gonna do this
Yeah.
and we're gonna tell
Yeah.
these people that you can go and build all these platforms and put yourself out, get logos, websites, you know what I mean, social media, all of this kind of thing without guidance, I think we're falsely feeding them and we're being irresponsible as just nurturing one another. So I
Yeah.
think we can get a room and have you in the room and just I know I'm just like I'm the idea girl. Charlene tell you I always
Let's
got
do it.
ideas
Let's
around up here.
do it.
I'm here for it, because
I'm
I'm
about the
tired.
real because I think
I'm
this is real knowledge. This is
yeah.
not the in the room talking about, I got 5,000 followers on the TikTok. This is real knowledge that where people can
Yeah. Yeah.
sustain themselves. And when this pandemic, even if it floats through, because we're in the world right now with pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. That is how the world is seen now. So it's what
Yeah.
you was doing before and how you lasting now. And if that they don't have the tools to do that, and which a lot that you've covered in that, man, we're gonna have a lot of entrepreneurs gonna be right back on the welfare line when they
Yeah.
little
Yes.
TikToks and
Yeah.
Instagrams and they little stuff take a pause.
Welfare, you assuming welfare gonna be open, honey? They've been
That's
shutting
true. That's
down.
Right.
true. Hey, the
They
way
was
Joe
like,
giving
That
it
is
away,
the tragedy.
yeah, because
That's
a
the
lot of the
tragedy,
government,
because
a
they're
lot of
not
the
built to
government,
last. They are
no,
not built to last.
a lot of the government agencies that were set up to support a certain amount of the population, when the majority of the population said, "Well, I need help," things started breaking. They were shutting
Yeah,
down. The
that's
flaws
true.
started showing even more. And then everybody's like, well, oh, I thought you just signed up. No, because you still have people, you still had human bodies who had to
Doing the
go in
work.
the back and do the work. And then they were home. So it's like people didn't have access. Man, stop that. We have to stop. Don't stop building a legacy of dependency and
Yeah,
complacency. And we need to start building legacies of
Yes.
generational wealth
Yeah.
and being more on our own, and not on our own because now like my mom says, no man is an island, but
yeah,
you need to be on your own where you're not
Yeah.
solely dependent on the support of other people. You need to be able to take care of self, and then you need to put yourself in a position to help bring others up behind you. So that's going to be a conversation that I
Yeah.
can't wait to get into.
I can't
Shakita,
wait.
before we roll,
I love
please let
it.
people know. Please let people know where to find you.
Yes, now you can find me on LinkedIn. Charlene's got me showing my face more on LinkedIn. So you can find me on LinkedIn. You
That's
can find me
amazing,
on
Charlene.
Instagram.
Yeah,
You can
she
find me on
just like
Instagram at
me because we were hot
sjglobal.me.
child.
Yeah, she got me showing my face more on
But that's
LinkedIn.
good.
So,
She's
and I
doing
love
it
it.
because
I
I'm having
love
her
it.
show her face more. So she's
See,
passing it along.
look, the
I
cycle,
appreciate
the
that. I
cycle.
appreciate that. Yes.
And they can also, I created and I'm super excited about it, a leadership toolkit. And the leadership toolkit is one-on-one sessions with me, and we're going to go over your business plan, your strategies, create a crisis management plan into your business, and go through your entire framework. And so I'm
All right.
excited about that. And
Yeah.
we're going to do it. It's going to be interactive. You're going to have a workbook, and we're going to work through it. So you can look at my Instagram bio for the leadership toolkit.
All
Love
right.
it,
Okay.
love it. I'm dropping links because
Yes.
I'm trying to stay on top of it. I'm not technically hosting today, so I can be in the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have to do so much work in this production crew that we have of her
And
and myself. We do a lot of things, but
Yes.
we don't complain about it because it's a love. It's become a love for us. It's always been a love, I think, for us to share and what we have, but it's become such a greater love with the avenues of which we've been blessed to do it. And we're
Mhm.
really striving, even with this show and the things that me and Charlene got coming up the pipe. We're striving to give people real foundational tools to continue to be
Yeah.
successful in your life and business. And that is the reason that we're having these real talks, because you got to have, you can no fluff. We don't have it on here. We don't allow it. If we had an office with a sign, we had that big no stop sign there with fluff on it. No fluff. Because what we want people to get is some substance so you can take it and hopefully share it. Pass it along to someone else from what you've learned. And that's the genuine thing that we love to do on this show. Miss Shekita Jackson, we appreciate you. I am still breathing harder than four girls. Lord have mercy. You got them all going to college. God
Keep me
bless
in
you.
your prayers.
God
Keep
touch
me
you.
in your
God
prayers. See,
bless
look,
you.
I got all these girls going to college. I have to build
Yes.
sustainability.
yes,
Yes, yes, yes. So and that is just novel of you, even just knowing a little bit of your background and what you have been blessed to do, what God has sustained in your life to do is enormous. And I definitely get you praying. I'm praying for you, and I know you're gonna bring the game all the time. Uh, Charlene, tell
yes.
them what you got going on so we can wrap it up. I'm loving this. I know we was on the 45-minute kick, but like these hours have been fruitful. They haven't been wasteful,
Yes.
and they've been great information. I
Yes,
love it.
Look,
definitely.
I know we've answered the question on is building sustainability
Oh
possible?
man, if
Yes, it
if y'all didn't
is.
answer the question,
You
network.
can
If
start
y'all didn't get your
today.
answer, if y'all didn't get your answer here, I'm gonna have y'all personally sign up with Miss Jackson for that one-on-one. Because evidently you weren't listening. You had Q-tips. I don't know what the deal is. Wax build up, but she answered the sustainability questions on the real.
On all honesty and seriousness, right? If you really need to hone in on what you need to have done for you, because it's
Yeah.
really about making sure that you are creating a sustainability process for you.
Yes.
Carl, is that you with the sound on the back?
No, that's not me. That's that's Shadow. I don't have nothing on.
Okay. Um, okay, so I just want to make sure that you guys connect with her. Make sure
Yes.
that she can help you build that individual process, that individual plan. So you're not sitting out here going in these streets with the generics. Let her get you something specialized for you. But she can't do that on lives. She gonna have to do that, sit down with you one on one, because we're not gonna
That's
take
it.
2 hours to do that. We
No, we're
gonna
not.
and I think maybe we can have a show where you answer or you give a tip, something, a specific tip for people who ask, and maybe we can get those questions in advance. Carl, we could do that. Maybe we could do a
Oh,
show
that
Yeah,
would
like
be great.
yeah, we could do
that,
something like that.
and
I
then give
tell
a
you, that's what we actually could do for the clubhouse. That really
yes,
could be, because that's a
yes.
great forum for that.
You
So
are
let's
correct.
carry that to a clubhouse room where we can put us up at the top and we can bring people up with those questions. And I am very aggressive in the clubhouse room because I don't do all of that. If I'm coming in, you saying something I want to hear, I'm gonna jump up, hop questions. If you ain't, I'm leaving quietly. I wish they had a leave noisy button because some of them rooms I want to leave noisy. But I
We
would
all loud
definitely,
with me
yeah, I
slamming
want to be
doors.
banging, slamming doors behind me. I want you to know I left that nonsense that you were talking about. But we need to get that kind of room that we be, and we have people coming there and not, of course, sit and listen because that's essential. But we want some people that's going to come in there because I'm an interactive dude. I don't want to just sit here and lecture. You know what I mean? I want you to ask a particular question. Let's dive into a particular
Me too.
situation. Let's help you out because you're the reason.
Mhm.
You came into the room for a reason. So I ain't coming here for a room to
Mhm.
hear a whole lot about Molly's website where she's selling t-shirts. I got a
Wow.
question about
Wow.
me.
Really,
Yeah,
let
yeah, yeah.
Mommy live in her room. Let her live for a second. Let her let Mommy get her t-shirts out. What you saying today?
Look, hey,
Because
as
Molly come
long
in
as
with the questions.
Molly is
Molly come in.
as
Yeah.
long as long as Molly is building other avenues in her t-shirt business, we
Yes.
gonna work it
Yes.
out.
Well,
I
we
just
can work it out, but Molly can't keep asking them questions about where I position it on my website. We got to move past that. We got to work on it.
OMG. So I just want to say I will be at the Intentional Success Tribes VIP day this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's about to be a
Me
jam-packed
too.
action day. Yeah, Shekita, we about to do it. So if you see us messaging you this Saturday like mad people, it's because we are about to put into action tips and strategies that we are learning so we can level up and we can be intentional about the people we connect with on LinkedIn, on Instagram. You're going to see messages flying left and right. Folks about to get real serious out here. If you are interested in
Yes.
joining us, drop VIP. It's a four-figure day. Let's just keep it real. 1,000. This is a four-figure day where folks are
Yep.
coming serious. It's a women's day. We come in serious so we can build a community, because you always hear women, y'all women always catty, y'all women blah blah blah. And wrong group of women, because we
Ooh,
we out here about business. We out here about lives,
ooh, yeah.
building lives with purpose, building our lives with
Yes.
intention and sustainability. We're all about making sure that we are building together and we are supporting each other. So we're walking away with a success tribe of our own, where we
Yes.
can have people that we can reach out to. We can ask for questions. We can ask for help, support. And that's what we're going to do this Saturday.
Yes.
Hit us up, drop VIP so we can make sure that you are able to attend. And also, if you need a strategy, because we are all about making sure that you are building with intent. So I take my 21 plus years of web development and
Ooh.
design and brand strategy knowledge, and I help you plan and map out your website strategy, your conversion strategy. A lot of times people don't know what that means. Hit me up, drop strategy, so I can make sure that I get in touch with you and give you some more details. Carl, I know you are getting ready for a course, and you always got
No,
Oh,
something to
that's
get ready
yeah,
for.
exciting.
I'm good for a lot. I have for a lot. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing until someone calls and reminds me. There's just so much stuff
I
going
do
on.
too.
We got now. I'm going just first and foremost get that out the way. Law second year law school will be starting in September, so I'll be
Yeah.
going back to that because a lot of people
Woo.
don't know that I'm going to school to be a civil rights attorney. Yeah, so I don't lead with
Amazing.
that. I don't
Yeah.
lead with that because that's not my expertise yet. So I'm staying in my lane till I learn enough. You know what I mean? I'm smart enough to know that. So yes, I'm sorry. I'm
But you're
going
on the
back to that.
tracks. You're on the tracks.
I'm
Yeah.
on my track. I'm on the train, and you ain't gonna push it off the tracks. That's for real. but I'm doing that. Also, I got this course coming out. It's called the Vulnerability Toolbox. And it is everyone that knows me knows I talk about vulnerability in the workplace and in life, in business and in culture. I'm a culture consultant. That's what I talk about. Talk about those foundational things that if you have to return to corporate,
I
how
love it.
you are better going back into the workplace. Not so much worrying about what they're doing at the corp, but what are you bringing back there so you can make your life better in
Mhm.
that surrounding that you are. And if not, that's not the place for you. Definitely you'll be able to be knowledgeable enough, into tune with yourself enough to go ahead and do something else, and you'll be capable of doing that because you always carry you with you. I tell people,
Right.
doesn't matter who job you're working at, no
Mhm.
matter where you're clocking in, you carry you with you. So if it's a company that you don't like, you the one there. So that's it. So I got that course coming out. The podcast, I'm redoing the podcast. I'm some episodes that are on there. I'm redoing them, going back through, slicing them up. The podcast, Carl Shawn's Daily Word, one of my birth things that I first built out. I'm bringing that back because it's definitely with these audio rooms. It is time for people to hear some real. Yeah, I'm coming at it real. Been talking about
Mhm.
vulnerability for 20 plus years, but 2 plus years on platforms, and it's
Yes.
coming in there, and it's a real thing. The post pandemic
Wow.
has got people talking about it. They're sharing it. It is here to stay. Definitely check out the website, guys. New design, new output. I got to give it to her from my girl Charlene Brown, aka my backbone on the website deal. She has really hooked it up. I got it crisp and clean. I ain't gonna even go into that no more. Talking about that website I had with all my pictures and pretty that was that was not sustainable, but now it is sustainable and is carrying those things on. And I'm right now. I'm doing vulnerability assessments. Stop by the website. Let's join in. Let's work on some things that can better yourself. I'm highlighting executives and leaders, but I'm doing individuals as well because the person inside is what it is. The title is just what they've given you, but the
Mhm.
person inside is who you
Yeah,
are. And
I
we're making
love
sure that
that.
you be whole and total. So those are just some of the things that we got going out, that we got coming, that we want to share
Yes.
with everybody. So
Yes.
thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
I
And
love that. Look, we're gonna go from the mindset of I'm here to secure the bag to I'm here to
Yeah.
secure the enterprises. We're
come
gonna
That's
on.
move.
woo. I feel
I'm here
that.
to secure the
As my
Drop
man
that.
enterprise.
would say, I feel that in my shanana. I felt that one
Oh
right there.
Lord.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I felt that
Oh
one.
my
We gonna secure the enterprise. I think I'm gonna make a post about that. You just started something right there. You
Do
know, my
it.
mind
Do
get the
it.
my mind get the going. You just stop trying to secure the bag with these peons. I ain't gonna
God.
be that hard, but
Yeah.
just let's secure the enterprise. You know what I mean? And I ain't talking about Dr. Spock and
Yes.
them either.
Yes. And if you also want to understand why your brand is not bringing in the bank, I just
Yes.
dropped that. I dropped that episode in my podcast because I relaunched the podcast. So that episode launched this week. Go listen to it. Transform
Yes.
Click to Profit, the podcast. You can find it on your favorite podcasting platform. Go check it out so you too can stop messing around and make sure that your brand is bringing in the sustainable bank. Not a couple of dollars, not a couple of bags. You want that
Yes.
whole entire bank.
For the enterprise. That's it.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it. So we want to thank everybody that has joined us today. Each and every one, you, Lisa, Liliana. We want to
Hey,
thank you guys
Liliana.
for stopping by. We appreciate you, Carla, as well. Appreciate you. Go check this out on hashtag replay. We will be replaying it. Do not think that we're not going back to watch it. I will go back to watch it. Add your questions in if you are not live on the replay. If you have questions, add those in. We want to highlight those. We want to give you answers to those. We don't want to just be on here just laughing and playing, but we want to have a show that's sustainable. So we're sustaining you with the knowledge. We're giving the information that you need to go forward, and we're making it to be better for you. We're making a better America. No, I'm not Joe Biden, but we still in
Oh,
this all together. We building a better America, right? One
Making
entrepreneur
our
business
businesses great
individual at
again.
a time. Make it,
yes.
oh, that's what I'm trying to make our businesses great again. Or
Talk
matter of
about it.
fact, get up off of that non-greatness and be great. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So
And
thank you
thank you, John
guys.
and Scott, for joining us as well.
Yes,
I saw you guys
Miss Scott.
dropping in.
Yes, John. Thank you. Appreciate you guys as well. Miss Jackson. It is sorry, Miss Jackson. We got to go.
Oh,
I am for real. But I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love both of you guys. Appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing some more. We got another guest. We're out this week, but we're going to be coming back to you. Remember to catch us on Tuesdays and
Okay.
Thursdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. You guys have a great weekend, and we love you guys. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.